I rise today as a voice for the people of Puerto Rico. I intend to be their voice in the United States Senate. They are Americans as the people of Florida that I was elected to represent. They are our brothers and sisters, and they deserve a voice. Their success is America's success. Their recovery is America's recovery. In September of 2017, Puerto Rico was hit by a devastating hurricane. Maria's landfall changed the landscape of the island forever. As governor of Florida, I worked to be there for the people of Puerto Rico. I worked with Congresswoman Jennifer Gonzalez-Colon, Governor Rosello, Lieutenant Governor Luis Rivera-Marin, Senate President Thomas Rivera Schatz, and House Speaker Carlos Johnny Mendez to provide whatever support and aid they needed. Jennifer has been a tireless advocate for Puerto Rico, and she's been fighting so hard for this funding. I'm proud to join her in this fight. In Florida, we created welcome centers at the airports in Orlando and Miami to support those coming to Florida from the island. We waived housing and education regulations to make sure families coming from Puerto Rico could easily settle in Florida, whether they plan to stay permanently or just for a short period of time. I visited Puerto Rico 8 times since the deadly storm and provided Florida state resources to the citizens of Puerto Rico to aid in rebuilding and recovery. But the island still has a long way to go. The bill I support today does many good things. It reopens the government after the longest shutdown in U.S. history. It provides significant funding to secure our southern border, funding that is long overdue and is needed to keep American families safe. It extends protections for children that were brought to this country illegally through no fault of their own and extends TPS. While I would prefer a permanent solution for the DACA kids and TPS, this is a positive step. Putting protections for the DACA population into law is also long overdue. The bill also provides significant disaster funding for the state of Florida, following the devastation of Hurricane Michael, which hit Florida's panhandle just a few months ago. The funding includes resources specifically for Tyndall Air Force Base. I would like to thank Majority Leader McConnell for putting a bill forward to help Florida recover from this horrible hurricane. On all of these points, I join many of my colleagues in support. But unfortunately, the Senate version of the government funding bill does not include $600 million in essential disaster funding for our brothers and sisters in Puerto Rico. I'm offering an amendment today that would add this $600 million, including the House bill, back into the Senate version. Puerto Rico's recovery continues, and the United States Congress must do everything we can to support that, with responsible safeguards against fraud and waste. As long as I'm a member of the United States Senate, I will fight to make sure the people of Puerto Rico are represented. I'm proud that the first amendment I filed in my first speech in the Senate floor is to fight for Puerto Rico. To the people of Puerto Rico, know this: I will be your voice in the United States Senate. I will fight for what's right, and I will never give up. Mr. President, I will now address the Senate in Spanish. I provide translation to the Senate for the record. La gente de Puerto Rico merece un cambio real. Tenemos que fortalecer la economía de la isla. Como senador, lucharé para las familias de Puerto Rico y trabajaré para asegurar que Puerto Rico sea tratado de manera justa. Muchas gracias. Mr. President, the amendment is at the desk. I yield back the balance of my time.